Adam Lashinsky joins us right now on Monday afternoon, Business Insider columnist and still a Fox Business contributor. Apparently, after signing with Business Insider, they gave him a free pair of headphones, which was very, very nice of all the folks over there that he has on there. It's good to see you. Those are right, noise canceling and everything. This is a big week, right? So these hearings are always a little bit awkward and strange, but anything that might come out of it when these CEOs are up there, do you think, on Capitol Hill?
Well, the hearings are narrowly focused on this very important and very obscure and complicated piece of legislation called Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act of 1996. It's very important because that law shields the social media companies from liability for all the things that are on its platform. It's an important topic. It won't get resolved anytime soon, and I suspect they'll spend relatively little time talking about it in these hearings, because what the members of Congress, in particular the Republicans, really want to do is beat up Twitter and Facebook over the perceived censorship on their platforms.
Now, that is all related, right, in some ways? I mean, that's Section 230. It says a few other things, I think, but the gist of it, just to summarize, I wrote it down, no provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or the speaker of the information provided by another information content provider. So that's a complicated way of saying that basically, you can't be held liable for this kind of stuff. And if they take that away, then you kind of connect the dots on the alleged conservative bias, right? That eventually could be big trouble for these companies in terms of how they operate.
Well, that's right. I mean, the law gave them the same protection that telephone companies have. We're just dumb pipes here sending stuff down the pipe. How can we possibly be responsible for it? But members of Congress on both sides of the aisle, by the way, point out, well, you're doing a lot more than just shoving things down your pipes. You are deciding when to remove things, when not to remove things. You have rules. You're acting a lot like a publisher. By the way, this is something I've been advocating for a long time, that we should treat them like publishers, because they look a lot like publishers.
They do, actually. In the new way we've defined publishing, you could see. It'd be interesting to see how they write that, or what kind of agreement is in that at the end. But this is the kind of the new way that we've been in for many years. How about the companies in terms of earnings? So that fits into the conversation we were having today about the sell-off down 650 on the Dow, but just a more aggressive sell-off even earlier in the day. Everybody's going to be looking at what they say now about the future, a future that might not have as much stimulus, or, a future that might have another spike, it looks like, in the virus, either in Europe or both here in the United States. What about the companies in terms of their earnings and their stock prices? What would you say about that?
Well, I think you'll see specific cases. So, Apple, I wouldn't doubt, had a relatively muted quarter because, as we know, the new iPhones just came out. And so what we'll want to hear from them is, how's it looking so far, and what do you expect from your new slate of iPhones going forward? Amazon, they probably are doing just as well as they've been doing throughout the pandemic. Facebook, you'll want to know, well, how are they affected by all this pressure that they're on? They're talking about pulling political advertising for some period of time. Will that hurt the bottom line? I think going into it, Connell, everybody will be thinking about Netflix, which, as we know, had these two amazing quarters and said very loudly, we think we've pulled forward a lot of our new subscribers who are sitting at home twiddling their thumbs wanting to watch more streaming television. And so they didn't have a great quarter, but they just reported. I think investors will be wondering if there's a similar phenomenon for any of these other tech behemoths.
All right, big week for them. We'll follow it, especially on Wednesday and Thursday. Adam, thank you. You can read Adam Lashinsky now over at Business Insider. Good to see you.